Welcome back to the IBJJF podcast. My guest today is Kennedy Maciel, who is a Pan and World No-Gi champion. And Kennedy's going to be competing at the upcoming World's No-Gi in Vegas in just about a week now. Kennedy, thanks so much for joining me.
Daniel, first of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for having me, and can't wait to talk to you and let you guys know what I'm up to.
Yeah, so I want to start off talking about the No-Gi Worlds. It's coming up really soon. You're a No-Gi World champion. I believe you won your title back in 2018, so it was quite a while ago. And I know
Yeah,
you just returned to competition recently, but just want to get your thoughts on the No-Gi Worlds and what it means to you to be back competing in that competition.
man, it's a special feeling. First of all, because it was when I won. I just had won my 2018 brown belt, right? No gi rolls with the gi. And then I just got my black belt, and I did like less than 4 months. I did a big tournament too as well. Nogi rolled as a black belt, right? Recently got my black belt, and I went there. I had some crazy battles. For example, for who doesn't remember, my first match, it was against the very tough opponent. It was against Mateus Gabriel,
Yeah.
and then I had the two. This kid is not fighting anymore, I believe, but he's really tough too as well. He's Pablo Montovani from Atos. He's really good too. I fought him at the quarterfinals, if I'm not wrong. I fought as well Marangoni as well. I forgot who I fought to as well. In the final, I had a really tough opponent too as well. His name is, I think, Gilson from Checkmat as well. So I had some crazy battles. So this tournament means a lot to me because it was one of the biggest tournaments I ever accomplished as a black belt, right? And also as well, for me means a lot since I was out for a long time in my career. I was out for over a year, right, due to injury that I had on my right leg. So I had, for who doesn't know, I had this injury a little bit. It was bothering me a little bit on my knee, right knee, and I let it heal 100%, and I stay even longer. So that I just make sure my leg is strong and prepared, right? So I can come back and display it at my best version for the future competitions.
Yeah, so let's get a little bit into the injury. You mentioned that you were out for over a year. I think that was your
Yeah.
longest break at black belt. So can you talk
Yes.
about the specific injury to your knee and what the recovery process was like?
Man, I had to do a reconstruct of my ACL, right? ACL, and then so that's a pretty long. It's they say usually it's 9 months, 6 months to 9 months, and depends, like could be a year too as well. So what I did was, instead of like just giving 9 months, I gave myself a year, right? Just make sure I would come back 100%, fully 100%. And I was checking a doctor. I was going PT. The PT was telling me to do like 3 times a week. I was doing every day, right? Everyday PT, and then eventually after the PT, I started re-strengthening my leg, right? Focus on a lot of repetition, a lot of isometrics, a lot of footwork, and then build it up with my training as well, right? And getting the flexibility back. So it was really hard, right? It was a long road to get back, but man, I feel like I'm a new version of myself, because I have to retrain my body, right, to start to get confident on those positions again, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about how you got back into your jiu-jitsu training because ACL, like you mentioned, that's a severe injury. It requires a
It
lot of
is.
recovery, a lot of physical therapy. So you said you did physical therapy, then you did strength training, and then you got into
Yes.
jiu-jitsu. So how long
Yes.
was it before you were able to actually get back on the mats and start drilling positions and doing live sparring?
To be honest with you, I think rolling wise, it took me like, I would say 3 months, 3 to 4 months. But I would say in 2 months, I was already drilling slowly
Wow.
with some people that I know, that I trust, right? But it was just drilling very slow. I was using my legs just to get in the position, but nothing crazy, right? Nothing crazy. Whenever I would feel like something would be like little like stiff, I would relax a little bit, just drilling very light. And then within 6 months, I would say 6 months, I would say I was already trained like 50% of my capability, and people that I know I can control, right? And then after like 7 to 8 months, when I was closing to 9 months, when I saw the doctor and he gave me the clearance, say, hey, you can start pushing now,
Yeah.
And then I start pushing 100%. But also again, listen to my body, right? Because I can't push myself if I don't feel that my knee is 100%, right? So I have to listen to my body. I feel really strong now, ready to go, but I had to again trust on the medicine, right? Trust in the doctors, and trusting the professionals. They know what they're saying, and I could not risk it, right? I could not just go there and try to compete again. Like, oh, I want to compete. No, no, just wait 3 more months. If you wait 6 months, right, I'm sure you can wait 3 more months or whatever it is, right? So that's what I did. I wait like a year, right? Instead of waiting 9 months, I wait a year so I could be 100%. I knew it, no doubts, no regrets, nothing at all.
So I want to talk a little bit about the mental battles that you went through during the injury, because obviously the physical battles are there. Your knee needs to
Uh-huh.
recover. You took the full year for your physical health
Uh-huh.
to get back to 100%. What were some of the biggest challenges mentally? Because I know you were competing really frequently before that injury.
Yeah, man, I feel that it's really hard in your mind because think about it this way. It's just something that you do, right? You think you do every day, and then life take that from you, right? And then
Yeah.
you have to think, wait, what can I do better? What can I get better? Right? So one thing that I was able to get better without like getting away from jiu-jitsu, it was my teaching. So I think I improved a lot as a professor, right? This year was off at competing. I had to still focus on jiu-jitsu, right? But I find a way to use all my energy, all my focus that I have towards jiu-jitsu, instead of just watching video competition, going crazy. But I knew I would not be able to compete, so I just started studying more how to be a better teacher. We do meetings here at the academy, and I was just getting better, right? Getting better, and I felt that I was able to focus all my energy towards teaching. So I feel like I got better so much at teaching that I feel I was able to change it up. No, I didn't feel like that. It was something that slowed me down my jiu-jitsu. So I was studying a lot of position. I was studying a lot of videos, and then I feel like today I'm a better professor because of the injury, right? That made me open my eyes and see, wait, I still can get better, right? Not just competing wise, as a teacher as well. So today I feel like I'm a better teacher because of my injury, right? And still I was studying, right? Studying videos and studying like the up and comings like persons, and that's it. So I feel like today I'm a better teach because of the injury.
That's amazing. I'm sure being a better teacher made your training partners better too, which in turn is going to help
100%.
you be a better competitor.
Yes,
So,
100%.
so I want to talk a little bit about your return to IBJJF competition. You came back a couple weeks ago at the Sacramento Open. You had an awesome performance. You won your weight class, and you even did the absolute division, even though you're a featherweight. You got second in the absolute. So why don't you talk about your performance at the Sacramento Open?
Man, I felt a little hesitating, right? I just felt like I want to go back and win, right? So I was, when you fight like slowing down a little bit the game, just feeling out, and then I was able to win my finals. I only had one fight at the with the gi, and one fight only with the no gi. Both tough opponents, and then I felt that wasn't enough for me, right? I had two fights. I'm like, you know what? I might as well put my name on the open, no? And I put my name on the open. I had three fights in the open. The final was pretty interesting because he's a great competitor as well. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Mateus Rodriguez.
Exactly, Matheus Rodriguez, and he's a kid that's competing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And he's not like a random kid. He's really good.
Mhm.
So I knew it was gonna be a tough match, right? I'm like, man, if my knee can handle this, no, I'll be okay. No, it's mean that like I'm 100%. That's why I want to do the open to feel like how my leg would handle like a guy like strong,
Yeah.
And I knew if I would made a mistake, I could pay for the mistake, right? So the fight went pretty well. I assume he got advantage. He did like a club on me. He almost passed, and I was trying a couple times to sweep him there, and that's how the fight went. But I felt it was like a little mistake that I made, that he was able to win because until then the fight it was like half and half. It could go either or for me or for him, right? But it was great. It was great. Great feeling to be back, and I felt like I still belong there, right? That's what I was afraid of. Like, man, do I belong here still? I don't know, because I like now so much teaching. But I like, no, man, I belong here. No, I belong on this mat, and I felt really, really, really good to be back, competing.
Well,
So
congrats on the performance. It was awesome to see you back in competition. Now you
thank
got
you.
the Nogi Worlds coming up. We're so excited for it. You're in the featherweight division. Like we mentioned, you won that division back in 2018. This
Hmm.
year, you have some really tough competitors at featherweight. You got Gianni Grippo, who won last year in 2022. You also have Diego Pato, who won in 2021. So the last
Hmm.
2 years returning champions. Let me just get your thoughts on the featherweight division, because it's not just guys like Pato and Gianni. There's also some really young, hungry up and comers that are going to be vying
Hmm.
for the title as well.
Man, I think all of them they have a pretty good like chance of winning, right? Tournament. You cannot outcount any of the names that we just mentioned. I think any one of them can take you off, can win, right? The title. And in the end of the day, I feel like who will win is the person that did their homework, right? Study, and will get there on the day and do their best. Not just competing, but also I feel like most of the time in competition, speaking for myself, right?
Yeah.
I feel I don't compete against all of the guys. Usually, it's more a competition with myself on that day. So if I feel like if I can beat myself on that day, man, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a great day. It doesn't matter who it is, whatever punch it is. If I can like overcome myself, it doesn't matter. No, the outcome of the fight. I'm sure I'm going to win.
Well, I know you mentioned that it's mostly about yourself and that you have to overcome your own doubts, your own
Hmm.
fears, your
Hmm.
own insecurities to win. But I want to get your take on Gianni and Diego's games, because they're guys that I don't believe you faced them in IBJJF competition. So can you talk about their jiu-jitsu and what you expect with matches from them?
Man, I expect from Jenny Grippo. I fought him emeralds, right? I fought him emeralds. So I expect him like tangling the legs a lot of like, reinversion, right? Because he inverts a lot. He plays a lot of 50-50 game as well. He got some pretty good heel hooks as well. And I see him playing bottom, try to attack my legs. And of course, I did my homework. So I think it can be a pretty good a match for me. And again, I can't make a mistake, right? If I make a mistake, I'll pay for it, and I'm pretty sure he'll capitalize. And against Diego, exactly the same. I feel like he's a more guard player. I don't see him like wrestling a lot. He passed a lot on top too as well, a little bit. But again, I think he'll do a lot of like the false ripping, and he'll try to tangle my legs a lot, like inversion, right, as well, because he's very flexible. And again, I did my homework. I've been studying them, and I just want to get out there and then show my game, right? Show what I've been work on, and yeah, hope I can surprise them.
One thing that's really impressive to me about your Nogi game is your takedowns. I know you have a really good single leg, and one thing that you do really good from guard
Don't
too
tell them.
is
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Kid, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
one thing you do great from guard too is coming up on the single leg and using that to sweep. So can you talk
Yeah,
about the importance of your takedowns and just how you feel like that adds to your game?
man, I feel against both of them. Uh, I have the edge on the if let's say if it's like we are equal, like let's say it's 2-2-0-0, and when they're up standing, I feel like I have the edge. I don't seem them have a better wrestling than me, so I feel like that's one strength I have better than them. Right, I have very easy time come up on the leg from anywhere, like you
Yeah.
said, because we work a lot on like on sit up car, right? So I feel like that helps a lot, right, for nogi. So I feel that's my edge on them. But again, I have to give it credit to my father and also to Coach Kenny Jones at the Black House. I always like for singles, ankle pick, and I never go to double, never go to double. Always singles and ankle pick. So I feel that's gonna be one of the my main strength if we come up to like that point. If I need to use them, like my wrestle game, I feel like I'll be a little bit ahead on them.
Well, we can't wait to watch you at the Nogi Worlds. It's a stacked division. You've always been so good in competition, so it's going to be great to watch you competing. So I want to take a step back and talk a little bit about how you got started in jiu-jitsu, because I think a lot of people think you started when you were a really little kid, but I think you started later than most people actually realize, and you just trained so much and got to an elite level really fast. So can you talk about how you got into
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu initially?
Man, it's funny. It's funny story. People think, like you said, people think then I started jiu-jitsu like when I was 5 or
Yeah.
3 or 2, because my dad's been doing for so long. But I only started jiu-jitsu when I was 16 years old, back in
Wow.
2000. back in 2013, right? So fast and forward, I moved to the US, right? To get to know my father. Not a lot of people know about this, so I think you'll be the first one that will be telling this to you, because usually I don't do a lot of podcasts, right? So I'm trying to do more of this. So a lot of people don't know this, but I moved to get to know my father, right? Since we weren't like very together, uh, relationship. So I moved to the US just to get to know him, and then I saw him training, right? He would train in the morning, afternoon, and at night, and lifting too. Like, man, this guy's crazy. What he's doing? No, he's like, if he's not eating, if he's not resting, he's at the mat. He's on the mat, right? Training, training, training. And one day asking me, why do you train so much? He's like, hey son, it's because we are in the season, right? We're in the season of tournaments, and then those are the tournaments. He was like telling me like the calendar, right? And asking me, what if I'll try? What if I'll try to compete? And that I remember was like right in December, like 2012, December to January, right? 2013, right in the beginning. And I was like, man, we don't have much time, Pan Am's around the corner, and then we have to speed you up. And I was like, yeah, I would like to try. Let's try. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, sure. Long story short, man, the guy would come early with me then. He would come earlier before his training in the morning to give me privates, like for like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, just to like speed it up my process, right? With the fundamentals, so I could get better, 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 better. And long story short, within 3 months and a half, I did my first tournament as a white belt, Pan Am's. I won. It was a crazy match. I don't really remember what happened in the match. It was just crazy. I just remember I won, and he's like, "Hey," before I went there, he's like, "I know you're nervous, but please do not get hurt, because if you get hurt, your mom will kill me." Like, I look at him like, okay, okay, I'll do my best. And back and then, I was learning English, so I have no idea what the ref was telling me or the kid that was telling me. No, the kid who came to shake my hand, he tried to say something to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, 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 cool, cool. Yes, 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 just yes and no to the kid. And then we fought, I won. And then I remember I had like a close, like to a triangle. No, I couldn't finish the triangle. And my father say, you know why you couldn't finish? Because your legs are weak. You gotta squat. Like, what do you mean squat? What is squats is? Like this is squat. And he shows me, and like, listen, you're gonna do squats and pull up. That's what you're gonna do until worlds, right? That was like 2 months and a half, like to the year, right? And then I was doing a lot of squats, a lot of pull ups, squats and pull ups. Long story short, I went there and compete worlds at they call it back in the day. It wasn't worlds for white belt. It was novice, right? Novice. It wasn't
Novice, yeah.
novice. Yes.
Mhm.
And then I went there. I won. I had two fights. I did two triangles, right? Because I worked so much in the triangle. I had two finish in the triangles, and then he gave me my blue belt, right? Within 5 months and a half.
Wow.
And then I swear I saw five people there. No, I was my father. I don't know if my stepmom was there, but like few friends, no, and they're cheering for me, no, and that gave me like a crazy feel. Like, man, I think I can be good on this, no, because I always want to be like great on something, but I try soccer, but I was okay on soccer, no, but in Brazil, when you're okay, it's like you're normal. In Brazil, man, kids are like they're freaks, right? They're
Yeah.
freaks on soccer. And I was like, man, I think I can be really good on this. And people say, man, man, you're gonna be great, man. If you stay into it, you're gonna be great. And I didn't love jiu-jitsu, I didn't fall in love. And I got my blue belt. I started looking to my blue belt on the podium. No, like, wow, I think that's what I want to do. And then since then, I started to like put in more time. I started like doing more classes, putting more hours into it. Started lifting. You start to understand more jiu-jitsu, and then I felt like my jiu-jitsu started going up, going up, going up, going up. And since then, I haven't stopped since then. I got my black belt, I think, with 5 years and a half, right? I won worlds from blue to black, except with the gi, right? I won all the belts. I won Pan Ams. I won Europeans at the color belts. Uh, I think my first major tournament as I won, it's funny actually. It was Nogi Roads at 2015, because my first year as adult I lost, right. I lost pans, I lost Worlds with the gi, and then I came back. I won Nogi. I had 5 matches, and I think I remember I submit all of them without getting like a point score. and like, man, I think I can be good in this too. It's really really cool. And then when I got my black belt, no, when I got my blue belt, then I think that changed my mind, so with the 5 months and a half, and then I really started like putting more time into it and dedicating myself into jiu-jitsu. So I would say from the 5 months and a half, my mind changed, and it became say, man, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to pursue in my life.
That's a really incredible story. And what I love about it is you talked about your father, who's Ruben Scobrinha Charles. He's an IBJJF Hall of Famer, multiple time world champion. And I think during the time you were getting really into jiu-jitsu and wanted to pursue it as a career, that was kind of the height of your father's career. He won all the major tournaments in 2017, I remember. So
Yep.
what was it like watching your dad win all those major tournaments and just watching his work ethic and dedication to the sport? And do you feel like that played a huge part in you wanting to pursue it professionally yourself?
Big time, because I would see a first hand, right? What would he go through, because we live together, right? Today we don't live together. I have my own place. I live by myself. But man, all the influence that I have, of course, it has to be my father. I would see a first hand what he would go through, and he would sacrifice a lot of things, and everything he would try to do, he would do the excellence. He would never, like, let's say, if you train, he would give you 100%. If he would teach, he would teach 100%. He would never like, oh, I'm gonna skip a class, or since I'm focused for training, I'm not gonna teach. No, he'll teach, man. He'll teach classes or whatever class he'll do. He will train. He'll lift. He'll be a coach for me. He'll be a father. He'll be a husband. He'll be a friend, and that's what, like, man, that's impressive. No, the guy can do everything with extremely excellence. No,
Mhm.
that's like, man, I gotta be like this. No, that's the way I gotta do it. No, so I was able to see it firsthand, and it was very very inspiring for me. To see him at the age of, if I'm not wrong, 37, 38. What else I can say more? It was that one thing that always motivated me there is that he never ever like trying to find a way to, how can I say, to get a shortcut. He always tried to go to, doesn't matter the way it is. Let's say if your day is bad or good, you gotta do your things. If you had to train, you have to teach, or you have to work out, you gotta do everything. Because if you do shortcut, he always say, there's always someone out there, either they're doing the same amount as you, or they're gonna be doing more than you. So you can never try like to find a shortcut, because if you do a shortcut, you're gonna be behind, and then you shortcut again behind, and someone's going, you're behind and going behind, and then when you see yourself for the other person, you're way 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 behind for the other person. So that's why I always like his work ethic, right? Of always like, no matter how you're feeling, if you're feeling good or bad, you gotta get through your day, and do what you gotta do.
Yeah, those are great lessons to live by. So we talked
Yeah.
about the Nogi Worlds, talked about your comeback. Obviously, we have a new year coming up in about a month, a little bit over a month. We're going to be in 2024. I'm sure you have big plans for 2024. So I want to hear about some of your goals for next year.
Man, my next year goal, you're gonna be seeing me competing more in nogi scenes, right? I'll be doing a lot of nogi scenes, and of course, I'll prioritize worlds with the gi, right? IBJJF. I'll do Pan Amps too as well. I don't think I'll do Europeans, right, this year. I want to do really really bad, but I have some plans already. So 100% Pan Amps and Worlds, I'll do it with the gi, but you see me doing a lot of no gi. I wanna show people that Ken's back, and he's ready to go. So I feel like if I don't show that I'm there, I'm competing, I'm active, right, and uh, they won't notice that. So I gotta come back and show them I never left.
Awesome. Well, Kennedy, thanks so much for your time today. It's been really fun talking to you, getting to learn more about your story. We're so excited for you to compete at Nogi Worlds. It's been great to see you come back. So, do you have anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up the podcast?
Man, I just want to say thank you, Dan. Thank you for the opportunity, right? Thank you for the IBJJF for having me, and it's always a pleasure. And like I said, I never done like a lot of interview, but you guys gonna see me doing more, right? Because I feel like these days is very important for you, right? To market yourself, and also telling people a little bit more about yourself, right? And then I feel like people connect more with you. So you guys see me doing this more, and once again, thank you very much for your time, right? And can't wait maybe to do another one after I win Nogi Roads 2023.
That'd be amazing. Thanks again, Kennedy.
All
Thanks
right.
everyone for watching. You guys
Thank
can
you.
watch.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So you guys can watch Kennedy compete at the No-Gi Worlds. It starts on December 7th, goes through the 9th. It's going to be in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Convention Center. If you can't make it to the event live, you can watch on Flow Grappling. Thanks again, Kennedy. Thank you guys for
All right.
watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. All right.